for Kibirichi Award. Mr. Speaker, before I give my contribution, allow me to appreciate the Honorable Dennis Kiogora for appropriately moving the impeachment motion. And Mr. Speaker, it is important we are proud as a House, because you realize, Mr. Speaker, we have a responsibility in this House whereby we are required to defend the Constitution, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our Constitution gives or says the sovereign power belongs to the people. And this power may be exercised either directly or indirect through elected leaders. Mr. Speaker, we are elected leaders, and therefore we have the responsibility to defend the Constitution and also to act towards the wishes of our people. Mr. Speaker, this Honorable House has a constitutional mandate to see to it that the Constitution is really, the Constitution and other laws of the land are adhered to. In this respect, Mr. Speaker, one of our responsibilities is, Mr. Speaker, to oversight what the executive does. And in this case, Mr. Speaker, the governor in question, the one Honorable KAWIRA Mwangasa, has really defied the Constitution and other laws of this land. Mr. Speaker, we have a duty to pray as a House, and we can't sit, Mr. Speaker, and watch the governor act or do all irregularities that are going on. There are a lot of irregularities, Mr. Speaker. The image of this county, Mr. Speaker, has been totally distorted. We have a duty, Mr. Speaker, to redeem Meru County. Mr. Speaker, there is no sanity in this county. Mr. Speaker, we have a duty to restore sanity in Meru County. This county government, Mr. Speaker, and the people of Meru are in the hands of a dictator governor, Mr. Speaker. We have, Mr. Speaker, to restore the possession, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, the move of the motion has been quite elaborate on the accounts that, Mr. Speaker, which he has really done a strong case. Therefore, I will take a few issues in support as I second, Mr. Speaker. And my first issue, Mr. Speaker, I will refer to the dismissal of the CEO of the County Revenue Board. Mr. Speaker, there are laws that govern each and every office, Mr. Speaker. In this case, Mr. Speaker, the chief executive was in office until when Her Excellency the Governor dismissed him. This was out of revenge, Mr. Speaker. You will recall during 2 years ago, Mr. Speaker, when the same officer was discharging his official duties, Mr. Speaker. And one time, he had to visit BITER TV to demand for the license payment, Mr. Speaker, which never happened. Mr. Speaker, immediately after assuming office, the governor, one KAWIRA Mwangasa, went ahead and dismissed the one Honorable, Dr. Ntungai, for actually demanding the license. So the governor used her office and powers that are in the governor's office to revenge against an officer who was in his line of duty. That is misuse of office, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there are several cases, Mr. Speaker, which has been cited by Honorable Kiogora. and also the issue of nepotism. You will recall, Mr. Speaker, recently, and that was last month, we were invited to the Office of Controller of Budgets. Mr. Speaker, this Honorable House was represented by a very able team led by yourself, the Majority Leader, the clerk of this assembly, the budget officer, and myself, Mr. Speaker, the chair for Budget and Appropriations Committee. The other side, Mr. Speaker, was represented by Our Excellency the Governor, the newly recruited CEC, the Chief Officer, and two sisters to the Governor, Mr. Speaker, were in the boardroom negotiating on behalf of Meru County. Nepotism, Mr. Speaker. Nepotism, Mr. Speaker. How can these sisters sit in a boardroom negotiating on behalf of a county government? Mr. Speaker, that can't be allowed to happen. And Mr. Speaker, it is not right. A lot of irregularities, Mr. Speaker, are going on. And our governor has really proved that she cannot abide by the law. She is out to break every law. This Honorable House has enacted several laws, but the governor is acting to the contrary. None of the existing laws she seems to abide to. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, without using a lot of time, I second the motion that seeks the removal of Governor Bishop KAWIRA Mwangasa. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you.